Hey guys, Christy here with Baby Steps. I just wanted to fill you guys in on how my week has been going. I had my 2 studies done yesterday. I okay to have both studies on the same day, so I went ahead and scheduled them with a little bit of time in between. The first one was the HSP, the hysterosalpinogram. That was a pretty good experience. They were very, very kind. There was memory foam on the table that they had me lay down on. They allowed John to come in and gave him a really cool vest to wear so he could be in there during the study, which did have radiation, so that protected him. They were able to tell me my results at the end of my study, and everything looked really great. I had no blockage in my fallopian tubes, and the anatomy looked fine. So after that, we went ahead and got some food at a place nearby called La Provence. We had drinks and pastries and kind of relaxed until it was time to go to the next study, which was up at OHSU, which is a university hospital. That was a different experience for sure. They were very kind, but it was different because it's a teaching hospital. So the med assistant had somebody with her that she was training, so that's 2 people. Then I got into the room where they were going to do the study, and I was asked if I'd be okay with a med student coming in with Dr. Wu, who's filling in for Dr. Lee, and I was fine with it. And so I had 4 different people involved in my business, which was interesting. And there was no memory foam or music playing, which was different than my first study, which I liked that better. But anyway, this study was to see how my lining looked and count the follicles which are in your ovaries to see if your eggs are maturing appropriately. So went ahead and got prepped for that, and she had trouble because my bladder was so full. So I had to stop the procedure, go to the bathroom, come back, and start all over, which involved me going down the hall with a sheet wrapped around me, which was embarrassing, but that's what they told me to do so I didn't have to get redressed. There was nobody in the halls or anything, and the bathroom was right next to the room that we were using, but it was kind of funny. But anyway, this procedure was a little bit more uncomfortable for me, and this was the one that was actually supposed to be the most comfortable out of the 2. And I think because I had my first procedure done earlier in the day, everything was kind of already irritated a little, so it actually was more uncomfortable for me. But it still was doable. It wasn't that bad, and it didn't last very long. So after the study, they were able to tell me that my follicles actually looked great. I had a good amount of follicles that were maturing on each side, each ovary. That determines kind of the health of my ovaries, and so those actually looked good. The lining of my uterus actually is where it's supposed to be, so that's not part of the problem, which I was kind of wondering if that was because I was having only like 1 to 2 day cycles. But she said my lining was very, very good. So that's where I'm at. All of my studies show that I'm normal. Yay. But no answers. Dr. Wu was able to tell me that my labs that I had done, all the hormones, were able to also determine that I have good egg health for my age. So I'm 35, and she was saying that my AMH level is actually really good. And there's a couple other levels that she said looked normal. The only one that was on borderline abnormal was my FSH level, and she said that was still on the high end of normal, and she wasn't really sure why it was slightly elevated, but it may just be something on this cycle, so we might have to test it again down the road. I'm still waiting for cycle day 21 to get my progesterone checked. that could be another reason why I miscarried the last two anyway, if my progesterone level was low. So I'm anxious to do that one. But otherwise, everything has been looking really good, and I'm just going to have to wait and talk with Dr. Lee at the end of this month. That's the earliest time I could get in to see him, to find out what our next steps are and when we're able to try. He's asked us not to try until we're done with all of these studies and tests. So I'm trying to be patient. My sister-in-law gave me a good thought to think about while we're trying to be patient is this allows my body time to rest and recuperate. I like thinking about it that way, so that's how I'm going to focus on it instead of being upset that I have to wait. So that's where we're at, and I will keep you guys posted as I hear, and I'm really blown away by how many people have reached out to me and are going through something similar, so I'm excited to be able to go through this together. It makes it a lot easier. So thanks a lot, and keep following, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks. Bye.